welcome back to my channel. So today for you guys I have some Dollar Tree and Target kitchen Christmas DIYs. I want to say this though, with these DIYs you do not need to find Christmas specific craft supplies. These are items that I use that you could find at Dollar Tree, whether it be Halloween, springtime, summertime, not just at Christmas time. And if it's something that I use that is part of the Christmas collection, I give you alternatives, and like honestly you don't even need the stuff from Dollar Tree. You'll see what I'm talking about. I wasn't sure I was going to upload another Christmas DIY this season, but I decided to because I keep getting questions about this peppermint gingerbread garland that I made. And the main reason why I ended up making it myself was because I couldn't find any peppermint related Christmas items in stores anymore. So I used this one item from Dollar Tree, you'll see, to make the peppermint because that's what I wanted and I needed to make it myself. So I put together this video for you guys to show you how I made that, and I included some other DIYs, and they're just more like food related DIYs, and that's why I'm going to say that it's kitchen, because also the garland that I made went inside of the kitchen. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and click the bell button so you're notified every single time that I upload. With that being said, let's begin the video.
For our first DIY from Dollar Tree, you want to pick up their circle floral foams, and then you're going to use some red paint. I'm going to be using this Apple Barrel Gloss Red Paint in Real Apple. What we're going to be doing with this is creating peppermint. So I go ahead, get a paintbrush, dip it into the paint, and then I just start making little swirls to create the peppermint stripes. You can also use green if you want to, so you can do green peppermint or green and red, so you can do like the green and red peppermints. Honestly, you don't even have to do green or red. You can do any color that suits your decor. The reason I ended up making these originally was because I couldn't find any more peppermint related decor pieces in stores. I had switched the decor up in my house a bit and I added more peppermint, and I wanted to get like some peppermint lollipops, the big jumbo kinds, and I couldn't find any. So instead, I started just to make peppermint out of these styrofoam pieces. So you create the lines, fill them in, and then when you have the little swirls at the top, wherever those swirls meet on the edges of the styrofoam, you want to bring the paint down so that the stripes kind of continue on the side of the styrofoam. You can paint the front and the back if you want to. That's if you're seeing the entire peppermint piece. But for me, that's not how it worked, so I'm not going to be painting the back. There's no need for it. Next up, I'm going to be taking this glitter foam shaped gingerbread and some puff paint, and I'm just going to create gingerbread men with this foam shaped pieces. Now, they do carry two different types of Dollar Tree. They carry this one, and then they carry a bigger one, and you'll see that in a few minutes. Let me say this. Dollar Tree right now is really wiped of items. You'll be able to find those circle styrofoam pieces because that's not a Christmas item, but you might not be able to find these. So I recommend going to a different craft store, seeing if you can find them already cut out for you. But if not, all you have to do is buy some brown felt or some brown felt foam and just create the shape on your own and then cut it out on your own. A little bit more time consuming, but you're going to get the same outcome. You can also find the glittery type of foam that I'm using, and again, you just got to create the shape of the gingerbread men yourself. Is not just cut out for you. Anyone should be able to do this even if you cannot find Christmas items right now. And you could go to other craft stores if you cannot find the circle foam at Dollar Tree, because I know Dollar Tree, it's like hit or miss with certain items. So what I'm doing with my gingerbread men and my peppermint is I'm sticking them inside of the kitchen. I place double-sided sticky foam tape that I got from Dollar Tree to the back of each peppermint and the back of each gingerbread man, and I place them on top of the tile in my kitchen. If you have just regular walls, no tile, I don't recommend using the double-sided foam tape because it could get too sticky on the wall. Instead, use command strips. Those are more so meant for putting things on the wall than this double-sided foam tape. It'll come off easy off of the tile, but not necessarily off of the wall. So all I do is I place the peppermint down. First I was thinking of doing all peppermint and a few gingerbread men, but I decided just to put the peppermint, leave spaces between them, and then in those spaces put the gingerbread men. Now, I decided to do this inside of the front room that I have, but instead of just using those smaller gingerbread men, I got the bigger foam shaped ones from Dollar Tree. So these ones are just brown foam type of felt. And you know what? I don't even know why I keep saying foam felt. It's foam. It's just brown foam. It's not felt at all. Girl, don't listen to me. Bye. Anyways, I ain't drunk, but I ain't all up there right now. Anyway, so you can use felt or foam, and it's really inexpensive. It's like 25 cents, 30 cents a piece at pretty much any craft store I've been to. And Dollar Tree does carry felt, and they do carry foam. It's just a matter if you'll be able to find the brown stuff, because it's usually like in packs with other colors, and then the felt, it just rolls, but you might not be able to find brown. So it's probably easier to just go like Walmart or Michael's or something. So I take my puff paint and I go ahead and make the designs on top of my gingerbread men. You could use like marker if you want to, or paint, but I like the puff paint because it makes it look more like icing. It gives it that 3D effect. So once I have these gingerbread men done and they've dried, I started to add this to my front room on top of my window near a wreath. On the window, I did use command strips to place the peppermint down because I didn't want the foam to mess up the paint on the window. And in these clips, you can see that I'm using that foam tape again to place the gingerbread men on top of the peppermint. They stood on, but then like not even an hour later, they started falling down. So I had to use hot glue to glue them to the peppermint. So that's how I created the peppermint and the gingerbread men that I kept getting so many questions about. It's so easy to do, and like I said, you don't need just Christmas products. Now we're gonna move on to something from Target. So from Target, I picked up this wooden tier tray. It was $5 in the Bullseye Playground section. Now I'm going to be using my screwdriver to take out the screws that are holding the wooden pieces in place, and I'll be painting those pieces red. I'm using the red apple barrel paint in Real Red. Obviously you can paint these whatever color you like. I just really like the red look with the tier trays for Christmas. Now off camera, I took that black metal piece that holds the wood in place and I spray painted it white. I didn't film that because it's kind of self-explanatory. Once all the paint has dried, I then go ahead and screw back in those wooden pieces. I'm going to be using this tier tray to create a hot cocoa bar, hot cocoa station, and I wanted to do another one of these because I've done one using Dollar Tree products because people can't find the crates, and I wanted to make one that was a little bit more condensed. From Target, I'm going to be using these hot cocoa bar little containers. It was about $9 for all of these containers that have the ingredients already in them. And it just makes it easy because it's small. So it works well with a smaller space on this tier tray that I'm using. And what I'm doing is I took my Cricut to cut out vinyls that are the labels for the containers. So there's hot chocolate, there's a dark chocolate, hot chocolate, there's marshmallows, peppermint, and then caramel bites. So I just use my Cricut to do this. If you do not have a Cricut, you can always use a marker, the rub-on transfer stickers, which you'll see me use later from Dollar Tree, the labels from Dollar Tree that you could write on, or even the wooden labels where you could write on top of those with a chalk pen. There's different options out there for you guys. This can make a really cute personalized gift. At the Targets I've been to, they still have this. This is not necessarily like Christmas decor, so it's not just flying off of the shelf. So it's inexpensive to do, and then if you put the labels, it really personalizes it. I ended up getting more ingredients, toppings, whatever you want to call them, for my hot chocolate station from Target. So I ended up getting this dark chocolate coated with peppermint marshmallow. So for those, I got a plate from Dollar Tree, and I used my Cricut to cut out coated marshmallows. Now, I didn't know this about the Cricut until after I did this. With the text, you can curve it so that it can go like on a plate, and you just use one piece of transfer tape to just stick it on that way. I didn't know this, so instead I had cut out the vinyl, and then I cut even smaller pieces with my scissors so that I was putting like 3 letters on at a time, 2 letters on at a time to get that perfect curve around the plate. But apparently you can do that already inside of the system. I just didn't know that. See, I'm not an expert. I have to like Google things, and I find out after the fact. Then I'm using some of my favorite things to use from Dollar Tree when you're trying to create a hot cocoa bar. It's their containers, the glass containers that already have lids on top of them. So I did a straw one. I used the Cricut to cut out something that said straws, and then I just added some straws from Dollar Tree. They carry so many different straws this time around. Last year they just really had matte striped red ones, and now they have ones that are glossy looking, ones that have like little dots on them, ones that are red and green. There's different ones to choose from. I ended up getting these cookie stirrers from Target, so I got another little glass container from Dollar Tree, added my little wording to the front of it, and then I put the little pieces of the cookie stirrers inside of there. I started to mess around with the whole setup of everything. I got the tier tray out. At first I put those little containers on the top, and then at the bottom I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, but I switched it all around. I placed my coated marshmallow plate at the top, the little containers at the bottom, then I put my jars around the tier tray. I added a brush tree that I recently made. I have a tutorial for it on my channel, and then I decided I wanted to make something else for this. I picked up these coffee cup ornaments from Target. They're $1.99. They come in green and red, and there's a hot cocoa packet in the inside of them, so remember to use it. So I went ahead and cut off the string at the top of the ornament, and then I printed out these labels that I purchased off of Etsy. I think they were $2.50. I went ahead, printed them out, and then I just glue them to the front of the cups. Obviously, when you see this, you think of a Starbucks cup, so I thought these were perfect. And they don't say Starbucks on them. They say like Merry and Bright, Happy Holiday, Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas. That's how these came out. When I saw them, the obvious thing was to put a Starbucks like label on the front of them. I went ahead and put them near my tier tray and hot cocoa station as well. For our next DIY, I picked up this candle from Dollar Tree that looks like a cup of milk to me. You don't have to do anything to it, you just buy it. So I picked that up, and then I picked up a Christmas plate, and I want to do like milk and cookies for Santa, but it's going to be more like milk and treats. So the other thing that I purchased from Dollar Tree are some fake little foods, and you're going to find this in the kids section. So in one of the packs there was chocolate and then donuts. So I decided to use some of the donuts. I took my puff paint to create sprinkles, so it looked a little bit more realistic. Obviously it looks fake, but it gives it a cuter vibe versus just what's already on top of the donuts. So I used the red paint that I had to create sprinkles, and then I took the white paint and made one of the donuts more fudgy, so like a vanilla fudge. So I'm going ahead and adding all of this stuff. I also decided to add white sprinkles to the chocolate donut and then red sprinkles to the vanilla donut. While I was filming, Pepper was sitting there looking so cute, and I decided to share it with you guys because everybody's been asking about Pepper because I haven't been showing her as much because I've been showing Cooper.
Hey, you want to play with this? Or?
Pepper, how you doing? Say hi to the people. Say hello. You look so cute. Just don't show Pepper as often because she's always doing her own thing, whereas Cooper is obviously around me all the time. Anyhow, now I take my glass of milk, put it on the plate, I add the donuts. You can add like the little chocolate that comes with the donuts. I found a cookie in a different pack. You can go ahead and do that. It's up to you. You can find fake looking cookie ornaments at other stores. I know that Walmart has a really cute gingerbread men that you could use. They're $1.98. I got this little star one from Hobby Lobby for $2. It was originally $4, and then half off it was $2. You could take the top off of it and then place that on top of your plate. Did the Hobby Lobby cookie with the donuts from Dollar Tree, and after I put the donuts down, I decided to get some green paint and put that on the donuts as well to create like sprinkles. I didn't have a green puff paint, so I just used green paint. I then decided I wanted to use one of the chocolates that came with the donuts. At first, I took my green paint and my red puff paint, and I was creating lines because there's like these 6 little things at the top, so I was creating lines there, and then I was going to do white stripes. But when I took my white puff paint and went to use it, it all squirted out, so instead I had to make it look like white icing or like white chocolate fudge, and it just came out cuter than what I think I was intending to do. After I got that white stuff on there, I went ahead and added sprinkles as well. So now you got some Santa treats with some Santa milk. And obviously none of it is edible. It's just like a cute decoration. You can put it inside of the kitchen, or you can put somewhere else. For our next DIY, I'm going to be using this whiteboard canvas that I picked up from Dollar Tree, as well as some rub-on transfer stickers that I also got from Dollar Tree. They carry different fonts. This is the font that I'm using. I don't really know what it's called, but it's very bold. So I'm going to be spelling out Milk for Santa on top of my whiteboard. Now, when it comes to the rub-on transfer stickers from Dollar Tree, you really have to commit after you place the sticker down. Whereas the Cricut vinyl, you could slightly peel it off and not fully commit to the placement. But with the Dollar Tree stickers, once they're down, if you try to peel the plastic back up, more than likely the sticker is either going to like break apart on you, or it's just going to stay on the surface and not just come up. So when I usually place down my letters, I like to start with the first and last letter so I can make sure that the placement is perfect, versus starting with the first, second, third, fourth, whatever it might be, and then I realize, oh, the word is too far to the left or too far to the right. When I did that this time though, I really spaced out milk too much. And then the A in Santa, I put it like way too far. So that one I had to completely rub off and then put a different A that was inside of my pack. When I was rubbing the stickers in, at first I was using my Cricut scraper. Don't do that if you have one of those. It was making the plastic move on this material and then the stickers started messing up. Don't do that. Use your finger and then slowly peel the plastic. The letters come out way better. So because I was using that scraper and I was kind of scraping hard where the O was, it messed up the O, so I had to take a different O, place it over that O to fix it, and then I had to rub on, like I said, completely off the A and add a different A because I spaced it way too far. So yep, I made a few mistakes along the way. Learn from my mistakes. And then I just took a Sharpie to kind of fix up any of the stickers that messed up a little. I just filled in some spaces. Next up, I'm taking these felt sticker gingerbread men and I'm going to peel the white backing off of them, so I'm just left with the gingerbread men. There's a girl and a boy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue two of them to the whiteboard. I glued one on the bottom right corner and one on the top left corner. If you want to glue all four of them on, you can go ahead and do that. This is kind of something that you could do if you choose to, but what I chose to do is take one of those toy cookies, place it at the corner, and then some milk at the corner. I ended up taking one of the milk containers that comes with all the donuts and stuff, taking the label off of it, and then I took a Sharpie and I wrote milk for reindeer, but I wrote it like a kid would. So at first I was just holding the marker normally, but then it was just like coming out too good, so I ended up holding it kind of funny and writing the letters so it looked a little bit more like a kid wrote it, and then I put some of the letters backwards to give it more of that like childlike vibe. Paint the wood around the whiteboard if you like to. Paint it whatever color you want. I love the way this looks so much. I especially love the little milk carton. I like the whole child vibe to it. That is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed these Dollar Tree and Target kitchen DIYs. Like I said in the beginning of the video and throughout the video, if you cannot find the Christmas equivalent of these things, you can always buy a different material or like a different tier tray and, you know, just make it look more Christmas-like. You'll still be able to find these items, just not like already cut out for you like the gingerbread men or like the tier tray where it's that wooden tier tray from Target. I mean, you could find equivalents still of it, whether it be Halloween, summer, whatever it might be. So again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.